Greetings and salutations, friends. Character NPC here, back for another stream. An exciting one, I hope. This is going to be our first combat, and against an ogre, no less. Go figure. So, what I was hoping to do in the last stream was to go through the first combat, but I started out thinking from the perspective of a first level party traveling. You know, what really makes sense is to have random tables that are level aligned, you might say. So in my mind, that would be putting the bell curve in a random chart, maybe stick with still 100-sided percentile, but have level appropriate monsters and not the chance of a dragon or a vampire or an ogre. But friends, no. I thought, okay, I rolled a few times. If you saw the video, you know what happened. But anyway, I'm going to stick with it. We've got this ogre to deal with. But I think in hindsight, I am going to use a table with level appropriate encounters already ready to go. And do that at the beginning of various stages in the storyline. I didn't really finish that train of thought that I was explaining at the time in the last video. So if you're watching these together, hopefully you'll get what I mean. But you know, there's units of time and things that happen in play that create natural chapters, or I called them scenarios in the last video. So right now, this is one scenario that is about going to this other town, getting this basin, and bringing it back. And that could be its own module or mission or scenario, whatever you want to call it, right? So what's left to do here? Just to recap, we've been moving away from Elfwine into this next hex, and we're about halfway there when we have this encounter that happens in the evening time of the 3 times that we check while we're out on the plains. Deciding that this is the plains because the water is running out of the highlands here, and there's hills on either side. If you look at the way these are actually clear hexes. So we'll still have one more encounter to go after this one, but in the meantime we have an ogre with 18 hit points and a big, basically you know, a huge tree limb of a club that he's wielding. Now, just 3 days ago, we left the Tower of Rufus and Bernay at the edge of Elfwine and headed slightly northeast to where we are now, on the way to Aratar, right? Just 3 days ago. And the road, the trail, it's not really a real road like this other one that was built when all the warring was going on. You know, it's more of a a well-defined trail. But, you know, I keep calling it road, so neither here nor there. It's well-traveled and it's patrolled. So this is what I mean by, you know, some of the ideas of having an ogre show up here. It's like, well, I guess I can make it. I'm thinking about making it fit by role-playing it. This is an unusual occurrence, and even in the dungeon or the monster manual, it talks about I mean, even though it does say ogre's common, just being here in a patrolled area, I think, is rather rare. Ogres can be found in virtually any terrain, including subterranean places. They're ugly-tempered and voracious. Ogres are also fond of treasure, and they will sometimes be found serving as mercenaries in the ranks of orc tribes or evil clerics, or joining the gnolls for a profitable raid. Ogres mingle freely with trolls and other giants, and they are at times enslaved by certain demons. So there's lots of roleplay opportunity here. I especially like the part about maybe an evil cleric or a tribe of orcs, maybe an orc shaman or something like that. We'll see how play flows as to whether it becomes a connection. But I'm deeming this an unusual occurrence for this to be going on here. Okay, so let's get on with the combat. And the first thing that would happen is we'd roll for surprise. And Asher Wildwood is a ranger and gives us an additional bonus. Rangers are only surprised on a 1 instead of a 1 to 2. So we will only be surprised on a 1. It transfers to the party, and the ogre will be surprised on a 1 to 2. The ogre will always be the black die when I'm rolling these two. This is the monster die. So for surprise, no, nobody is surprised. Alright, and then we need to determine distance, and that's 6 die 4 for outdoors. Four, 8, 12, 15. Whoa, 15 plus 8, 23. So, man, that's a long distance. That doesn't seem to make sense. So here what we would do is we would put it into a context that does make sense. So I was kind of leaning towards last time this being a situation where neither one of us was surprised. And in this case, the ogre in particular has been not exactly sneaking up on us, but has been making his way toward us without trying to be obvious about it. And the firelight we'll say this is our fire here. This is putting out an 80-foot radius, about equal to what a bullseye lantern would put out in one direction. I'm deeming it 60 foot for a torch. So, being a fire, it's a nice fire. It's the beginning of the evening. I'm going to say 80 feet. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So up to here is like a bright light, and then it talks about light from fires and double the visual distance. So it would be 160, another 8. So the edge of this mat, okay? So as the coin representing the ogre kind of enters the map, wherever that is doesn't really matter at this point, just as long as the distance is mapped out. And this is an open area. So over here in front of the ogre might be a little bit of scrub or something, you know. He was kind of like just standing behind, squatting behind, taking a look at what we were doing, when Asher probably notices him, so nobody is surprised. And then we would roll, actually we would make our declarations first, and the ogre is going to attack, but not rush in, not do a a charge, not do a charge. And Randall, I think Randall is going to move up for his normal move and attack, and just be in a little bit better bow range. And the same thing with Asher Wildwood. They move up, you know, as best they can. I guess everyone will all move up in a line, but Jorbus Bicklemole, the thief, will fade back into the shadows. The magic user is going to move to the other side of the fire. So he really doesn't have anything he's going to be able to do. So that's our declaration. He's going to take try to fade away and maybe sneak in if possible. Nobody else is going to charge and try to fire their missile weapons. No spells are going off. So we'll roll initiative. And the ogre won initiative, and he, like I said, is going to move up, and he has a move of 9. So he could move straight up in front of him, but like I said, he's not charging, so I'm going to have him move up and, you know, posture and throw his log club up in the air and bash the ground. And during our attack, Asher Wildwood will fire his short bow. Let's see, and he is an armor class 5. Use the combat computer here. So armor class 5. Fighter first level is a 15. And a 3. No, he misses. And also, oh, what was range here too? I should have checked that first. Range for a short bow is 5, 10, and 15. So 50. Is it the same for a sling? Yes. Sling bullets are the same. 5, 10, and 15. So he's within short range. Yeah. Alright, and the two clerics, they don't have any spells to cast. So I think I'll have them move up. No, I won't. I'll hold their attacks this round. Okay, that's it. Jorbus Picklemole makes his full move. You know, out here, I'll just say, about to here, and tries to fade off and hide in shadows. And his hide in shadows is a whole 15. All right. %. No. But he pretends like he does. He certainly feels as if he's hiding in the shadows. Definitely feels like it. Okay. So he assumes he's hiding in the shadows. And like I said, the Svaldi is just hanging back, hoping not to be noticed by this thing. Alright, in its next round of initiative, and it wins again, and it is going to move up its full movement and prepare to smash Randall. Probably too far for it to move and attack. So since its posturing didn't work and nobody ran, he realizes he's down for a fight. He moves in to attack. We get our next round. Dropping his bow and drawing his bastard sword, Asher Winwood tries to slice into the leg of the ogre. What did I say it was? 15. No. And Randall tries to attack with his long sword, doing the same. Draws his shield and long sword, drops his bow. Yes, he hits. All right. And for large, let's see. For Randall, large is 1 to 12. One to 12 with no bonuses. Does 11 points to him. Oh man, struck him down good. Where's my pen? Struck him down good. We got lucky there. All right. And the two clerics are going to step up into melee. Willam won't be able to attack this round. He's going to move in to the rear. And Aetbert's just going to get a flanking attack on him. He doesn't have any dex bonuses anyway, so that's not really going to change too much. And armor class 5 for cleric. Cleric is the yellow band, so it is also a 15. No, with a 4. Alright, he's moved into the rear. Svaldi. No, he couldn't do a melee attack, or he couldn't do a ranged attack anyway without hitting somebody. Jorbo's Bicklemole is like wondering what's going on. Now he's got no real attack going on here. So he continues to try to come in from behind, his full movement being 9. So he moves up to about here. Gonna come around for a backstab if necessary. Hopefully we'll just finish him off real quick before anybody dies. Alright. Initiative. Oh, the ogre wins again by a lot. And he continues to try to bash Randall here. Randall has an armor class of 3. Yes, he has an armor class of 3. His dex isn't good enough to have any other bonuses or anything. He's got a 3. And the ogre attacks as a 4+ hit die monster. He needs a 12 to hit Randall. Ooh. Ah, 9. Phew. Alright, he made it that round. Smash! Alright. So our attack, Asher gets in another swing. $15, 13, nope, not enough. And the same 15 for Randall. Nope. Same 15 for the two yes, 15 for this cleric, Aetbert. No. But he is going to get an additional +2 at the rear, I believe. So instead of a 15, he'll just need a 13. No. Alright. Initiative again. Aye, finally we win initiative. Alright. Another swish with the bastard sword. No. Another swish with the long sword, and a stab and a jab and a no. He smites him with his hammer. Tries to hit him in the shoulder. No, in the kneecap. He's trying to hit him in the kneecap. Oh, so close. It kind of bounces off. Let me see. Yeah, he's not going to get any kind of bonuses or anything. I don't think. It's Aetbert. If there's somebody who would, it would be him. Aetbert. He gets +1 with his ranged weapon, but nothing out to hit or damage, unfortunately. Alright. And a 13 for Willam. No. Maybe in the melee, the thief who moves up and will finally be able to backstab this turn. Unawares, because this guy's fighting off all the gnats around him. And it is the ogre's attack on Randall. Please. Oh, Cuthbert of the cudgel. Help me. Your warrior needs a 12 to hit him. No, he misses again with the 9 the second time. Alright, so that makes it initiative. And we win by just a tiny bit. Same round. Come on, 15s. Yes! He strikes him down with his bastard sword. Swipes at the leg again. And Asher Wildwood on a large opponent would do 2 to 16. And he also gets that racial hatred on the giant class. So he would get +2 to damage, 1 for strength and 1 for his racial bonus. So we'll get +2. 2 to 16 +2. Oh yeah, he lops that leg off and that thing falls to the ground and bleeds out. It's a horrific kill. Yeah, that's another 8 right there, +2, so another 10. Okay. So, I guess if I had gone up there and had him attack that first turn, that first round, I should say, things might have ended differently. I had him hold off that very first turn and not attack, but to posture. I think it's legitimate for everyone to be around him, this size creature. He's 9 feet tall. So to have kind of 2 at the flank, because their weapon sizes are less than 5 feet, and then a flank worked his way to the rear, and another rear attack that never happened. But we didn't have any character death. I don't know. I have to critique this one and watch it over, but right at the beginning I didn't have him run up and just attack right away. He held back around. Okay, so that was 4 or 5 rounds. I'll have to count that up again. I think it was 5 rounds. Kind of constructive criticism here. I didn't keep track of the rounds accurately. I should have a card that has, like, where I had his hit points here. Along with hit points, I should have been having a round counter. Need a round counter. Alright. And so we drag his body off back around that bush thing that was over here that he was kind of squatting behind when we noticed each other, and search his body, clean the blood from our blades. Alright, so now, individual treasure, individuals M times 10. So we'll have to figure out what that is. And yeah, see, their move was 9. Could have moved right up on them. Still wouldn't have been able to attack the first round, but he basically lost 1 round attacking with me playing soft. Nine feet tall. I was looking for experience point value, but I'm not seeing anything at the moment. I'll have to deal with that later as well. I'll come back and do that in the next stream as a summary. Oh, but M treasure. We can look at that real quick. M times 10. So 2 to 8 pieces of gold per individual times 10. There was only 1. 2 to 8 pieces per individual. So 2 die 4 times 10. 5. So there's 50 gold pieces. Alright, we find 50 gold pieces. Excellent. We drag that body off. And of course the clerics pray a lot. Pray to Saint Cuthbert and thanks for not killing them. Oh, and ye are mighty, and thou hast not had us slain. Thank ye, O Cuthbert. Alright, so we made it past that encounter, and there's one more to complete the 10th of Coldeven, Moonday. So let's do that one real quick. That is 1 in 12. Oh, and of course, it's a 1. Dang it. Okay. Well, what are we at here? 38 minutes into the stream. Let's get this one set up, and then I'll probably actually have the encounter on the next stream. But let's get the prep work done. I should have known if I said yes, let's roll this. Alright, so we had the ogre on the 10th. And I'm not doing that free range roll again. That was just too much. I am going to use instead this, but we'll add a couple to this. Like we should add I think we should add some orcs. That should work. I don't know. Maybe I should just roll in the other table, but we'd never be able to escape. I mean, I think it should be a custom-made table, but it should have more items on it than just this, and I haven't completed it. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Let's do that. Okay. So you can't see the ones down here at the bottom, but you can see the majority of them up here. So we'll roll a few more times here. I like what I've got so far. The orcs. I'll have to define how many orcs, but, you know, they should be out on the edge, I think. One ant is the most we could deal with. I guess that would be a worker ant out searching anyway. Looking for food or something to be out on its own, away from the whole rest of the nest. Something like that. So I'll roll a couple more times here. $37. Brigands. Brigands are different from bandits, it says. I wonder if brigands are supposed to be pirates. Let us investigate. Let us investigate. Under men. There we go. Men, bandits, brigands. Brigands are chaotic evil bandits. They conform to the characteristics of bandits in general. The brigands will have a cave complex lair 20% of the time and a castle 30% of the time. They will have only 1 to 10 important prisoners, but there will be 20 to 50 camp followers, slaves, such. Have high morale in combat, so they get a +1 on reaction morale dice. We don't have any followers or anything, so we'd be screwed if we ran into a bunch of these guys. Number encountered 100. That's not happening. But we could have one lost brigand, or a handful, 1d6, 1d4. These guys, additional high level fun. Example of bandits or brigands. Bandits, there's no fewer than 20. Berserkers, no fewer than 10. If you're looking at the number appearing. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It doesn't have to go by all that. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stick with brigands, but I'm going to do 1d4. 1d4. And I guess I'll change this 1d3 to 1d4 orcs as well. One giant ant, 2 gnolls, 1d4 wild boar, 2 wolves, merchant, Okay. Okay, I think we can make this work. So if we have we'll do something like that. 30, 60. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll do, this will be merchants, this will be pilgrims, 10% outside that would be, you know, something to eat. I'll do this be the wild boar, and we'll do wolf on the outside and giant ant. I know. Okay, and then down here at the bottom we'll have the brigands, orcs, and the gnolls at the very bottom. Okay. I don't know, maybe I'll make the quantity the same on both sides too, and have it be 2 gnolls at the extreme, 2 giant ants at the extreme, and then 1 die 4 through the middle, except for the pilgrims and the merchants that are at 20% each. That's 40% of the time you're going to just run into merchants and pilgrims. Should really be a patrol, some other things in there as well, but I think for this time I'm going to consider this. Maybe I'll change this by next stream, who knows, because I think there's a lot of this type of situation where the stream is the traffic way. You know, the merchants travel this way, the patrols travel this way, all that stuff is this particular set of hexes. There's a lot of that, so I ought to settle on something that I think works and has a good definition that can be used everywhere for the whole campaign. So I may change this. You know, this is why I've been hem-hawing about this, and I called it DM prep and things, because I think this is not only critical for not just slaughtering off the players. I mean, it's hard. Like I said, we haven't seen nothing yet with combat. You know, wait until there's a bunch of bow users and we're outnumbered and be slaughtered. Lose an initiative or a surprise, it's over. So, yeah, like I said, I may bite the bullet and do a little more off stream and then come back and explain why I made the choices and how it works, like I did with the government and stuff like that, and have something that is more permanent. But this has been a good brainstorming session, and how could I do this? Keep this as these two inner 20% chances being the merchant pilgrim, because they come up a lot. And then the others, the outliers here, I mean, we have a chance, at least I think, against 4 wolves, 4 boars, 4 orcs, 2 gnolls, 2 giant ants. You know, it's iffy on the edges there. And any of them could take us out, but I think they can all be explained as to why they're there, and you know, they're not just outright deadly. 4 attacks around, though, for those brigands or the orcs or something. Orcs with short swords or long swords, having 4 attacks around, that could eat us up real fast. That's why the road is dangerous. Alright, so we still have another scenario to deal, or another encounter to deal with. We rolled the 1. That will be the beginning of the next stream, is to finish up with this day 10 of Coldeven. See, it's good that I write all this stuff down. We just rolled a 1 for the midnight encounter. And Hex 1323, I started writing that down as well. I already wrote down that we took another food and water, but the clerics also made water, so we're keeping a day ahead. We have 2 days water on us. We're drinking 1, replacing it, so by the end of the day, or at the beginning of the next, I should say, we're always back up to 2, just in case. What would it be if I just rolled it right now? What would the encounter be? This is not going to be it. This is just a test. What would it be if I rolled it right now? A 99. Look at that. You see it. 99. It would have been... Oh. Wolf. Huh. Well, I got lucky there. 91. A giant skunk. I wonder if Jorvis could talk to him. Skunks are burrowing mammals, right? I think they burrow. Yeah. Skunk hole. Yeah. Jorvis could actually talk to him. Wonder how that would play out. Okay. Yeah, see, a 13 would be a hill giant. Man, we are not fighting the hill giant. I'm surprised we even made it past the... Well, we kind of didn't, you know. Like I said, the posturing and stuff was a way to ensure that we weren't going to die. So I kind of cheated in a way, I guess. I feel guilty about it. Can you hear it in my voice? It's just a game. So that's where I'm going to leave it, friends. I still think going back and forth, deliberating on this whole level, you know, it needs to be realistic levels, level restrictions for these encounters a bit, because there's just no way a hill giant's going to show up in this situation. I shouldn't say no way, no. As the DM, I'm saying no. I don't know why I'm him-hawing about this. No. So that's it. I'm going to create some kind of table that works a little better, has some outliers that are difficult and will still probably kill us, but not vampires and hill giants and groaning spirits. Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, I'm digressing. That's it. I guess I will see you on another stream. Bye-bye.